Hello, Grace Kids teachers. This video is for the first through fifth grade teachers. Jen and I want to express our immense gratitude for you guys, the way that you have shown up so faithfully on Sunday mornings and also to cover for each other when there's a need or for some reason no teachers are available at one service and you guys are willing to jump in and cover. We are so grateful. We could not do this without you. And it's only because of your willingness to serve that the Lord is totally blessing our kids' ministry. So we wanted to say thank you for all the effort you're putting in. Easter is right around the corner. So in a couple weeks, we'll be having three services, an 8 a.m., 9:30, and 11. If you are able to serve at any one of those, please get on the Planet Center app or website and sign up for what you're available for. But do not skip going to Easter service yourself. This is the biggest day on the church calendar, and I want to make sure that you are celebrating with church family what Christ has done for us. Also, with that, we will have a table in the office of refreshments for those who volunteer on Easter. So make sure that you swing by probably after you've taught and enjoy those refreshments. A couple business items. The first is that Jen has kindly reorganized the Grace Kids desk area so that the coffee is more accessible as well as the snacks. We've had the snacks packed away for some time, but they're back out now. So make sure that you enjoy some coffee and snacks on Sunday morning. And if you don't see anything that you like, let us know and we will try to put some items there that are appreciated by you. The next item is when to arrive. So we ask that our teachers arrive 20 minutes before service starts. I know that sounds pretty early, but it allows for some foundational things to happen. The first is that we get to gather for prayer in the Grace Kids area while our doors are still shut and the kids can't enter yet. So 20 till is when we will gather for prayer, and we need to ask the Holy Spirit to fill us up because we can't serve from an empty cup. And we need to pray and ask the Spirit to move in the children's hearts, to open the eyes of their hearts so that they can see Christ and walk towards Him. And at some point, they're going to be able to accept salvation. They're going to be able to accept His gift towards them and put the pieces together for themselves. The next item I wanted to talk about is preparation. On the Planning Center Services app, you can click on the date of service, then files, and then underneath files are all the lesson plans from preschool up to fifth grade. So that allows you to review them. They should be posted by Monday night every week, so you can have all week to review them. And the next item is I'm going to have the bathroom policy posted in the classroom for a quick refresher. It's hard to remember, and we only review the policy once or twice a year, max. So I'm just going to have it posted on the wall so that you can remember what the expectation is for that. The next item I wanted to share, we'll talk about it a little bit tomorrow night, and then I'll have a document for you to view, hopefully tomorrow night, but we'll see, is a how to share the gospel resource. And what I'm hoping this will be is a simplified way for you to, when you're lesson planning, look at your lesson plan and see what are the word pictures used in this lesson plan to communicate the gospel to the kids. Then you can reference the how to share the gospel resource and look through a variety of choices that are word pictures for sharing the gospel. And so my hope for that is that it provides you with a framework from which you can very simply share the gospel in a way that doesn't confuse metaphors or bring in too much extra content that might overwhelm the kids. So hopefully we'll have that done Monday night, but if not, when it's done, I'll share it as soon as it's available. The other thing I want to talk about is pickup time. So when a parent comes to pick up their child, this is the best time to connect with the parent and bring them into what the experience looked like for the child in the classroom. Um, Maybe you mention something that the child really leaned into, like, hey, so good to see you. Sarah really had some great questions about the story today, or we spent a lot of time learning about how God showed up in the story today. And I was so glad that Sarah was here for it. So we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Also, if you're having trouble engaging the child, especially in the younger classes, first and second grade, if they're bouncing all around, that is also the time to bubble it up and just let the parent know that you're working hard to keep their child engaged. This next part that I'm going to mention, I hope will be helpful to you. I pulled this from the preschool and kindergarten guide, but I think it can actually be applied to at least the first and second grade classroom. There are attention grabbers that we use with kids. You can use an attention grabber like this. If you can hear the sound of my voice, clap twice. you can hear the sound of my voice, do a dance. If you can hear the sound of my voice, give yourself a hug. Take a deep breath. All right. Right now is my turn to talk and share with you what we're learning today. If you would like a turn to talk, please raise your hand and I will call on you. And usually the 5 hands shoot up and you're like, yes, Sarah, thank you. You can also use positive reinforcement like, I really appreciate how Lydia raised her hand. Lydia, yes, and engage with them in that way. There are transitions you can use if your kids aren't too cool for school yet, which is like, all right, we are gonna go watch our Bible video. You can jump or hop like a bunny over to the carpet. There's also, you have complete liberty. You can break from the class lesson plan and say, all right, we're going to do a quick timed action activity. I'm going to have you run 5 times across the room and I'm going to time you on a timer to see how fast we can go. Have them run for a minute and then be like, all right, everybody raise your arms up, take a deep breath, sit down on the ground, and then you move on to your next activity. Sometimes kids just gotta move. So you can do that. Let's see. We already talked about pickup time, letting the parent know how hard you're working to keep the kids engaged, how delighted you are that their kids are there, that you're going to see them next week. And then, as always, let me know when those challenging interactions happen with the kids where you're like, I cannot get this kid involved, or this is really difficult for me. Please let me know because I not only want to be able to support you by potentially having a conversation with the parent. But also, when I think about lesson planning, it's helpful for me to just remember, oh, yeah, I gotta have something in here that's going to bring this kid into the activity. If at all possible, I need to have something here. The last item I wanted to mention, I kind of alluded to when we were talking about prayer and preparing for class 20 minutes early. And that is that sometimes we are empty. We get to church and we're tired and we didn't get enough rest and we're dreading who might walk in the door. Maybe you're not that way, but I am, to be honest, sometimes. I would love if you tell me, Grace, I'm struggling this morning. I don't know if I've got it in me. I'm so happy to teach, but it's been a day or it's been a weekend. That's so helpful for me to know because I, first of all, just love to pray and ask the Lord to just wash over you with blessing and rest. And then also, I'm going to try to find somebody to go into the classroom with you so they can help bear the load of teaching. I don't want you to feel like you are not supported. And I know I have mornings where if I'm not supported, I'm not going to be able to give my best and I'm not going to be able to love my kids well. And that doesn't feel good for me. And it doesn't feel good for the kids either. It's not the end of the world. We are human and we will have those days. But that's why God put us together so that as a body, we can support each other. So please let me know. And I would love to do whatever I can to support you. And the Lord usually works in cool ways in those situations. So that is all I had as far as business items. If you have any questions or concerns, or you want to brainstorm something with me or Jen, please let us know. We could not do this without you. And so let's keep the conversation open. I really appreciate you guys. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.